Hey everybody, Dr. Laura Dabney here, and we're talking about betrayal this month. A few weeks ago, I brought back an old video on emotional cheating that got a lot of attention in the past, so I'm expanding on that with 3 other videos. The first one being what the pre-betrayal landscape looks like in a relationship. What are the things going on in a relationship that increase the risk of betrayal? And then the last video, I talked about what to do if you're in the midst of a betrayal, what to focus on there. And then now I want to talk about what a post-betrayal relationship can look like. What do you need to focus on? What do you need to do to move forward? Well, for starters, it may be no surprise, please get help. This is such a high emotion problem on top of a relationship problem that there's no way. I mean, I don't even know of an example of somebody who worked through this by themselves. Your brain is binary, your emotions, high emotions that you're having and the person who cheated also has, makes it impossible for them to work on the problem of what the relationship's going on in the relationship or what went on in the relationship that created this, all right? So get help. You need that outside person to be able to see what's hard for you to see when you're in the midst of all that high emotion. Okay, second of all, trust. Again, kind of obvious, you have to build trust back up, but what is not obvious for people is what tends to happen is the person who was betrayed feels they have the right to sort of attack, demand, control the person who did the betraying. And the person who did the betraying often feels so guilty, they allow this. But it doesn't take a genius to realize, or a shrink to realize, that nobody in captivity thrives. You know, your person you're trying to control or punish for what they did is not a healthy approach, as tempting as it is, okay? Like every problem in a relationship and trust in all relationships, it has to be built, and it has to be built together. It's going to involve you saying what you need to build the trust back up, but listening to your partner about what they need, and then finding a compromise. So you may need to look at the phone more often. He may say, well, I'd be resentful if it was every night, so how about once a week? Or if you say you can't work late anymore, and she says, well, I still have to work late, I'll be too anxious if I don't, from time to time, how about you come and stay with me the nights I need to work late? Something along that vein. That's building trust, and it's also healing the relationship. Okay, lastly, that's actually just an example of what my last point is that you have to understand this is a 2-person project. If you take the stance of it's all the betrayer's fault and the betrayer needs to go get help and fix it, the chances of success there are pretty small. Again, I'm not letting any betrayer off the hook. It's not a healthy way to deal with a problem, but most betrayals are a sign that you had a relationship problem way before the betrayal happened. And somewhere in there, you either missed some signs for some reason, or you allowed some behavior to happen that, lead to betrayal. Were you not saying anything when he or she was working late every night, or going off with the girlfriends every weekend, or going to visit the mother all the time? We were just letting that go. Or people have said to me, well, I tried to talk about it, but they wouldn't listen. Well, then you need to get a little creative and maybe up the aggression a little bit. We need to talk about this. This is hurting our relationship. If you won't work it out with me, then I'm going to have to go talk to somebody in a couple counselor, and I hope you'll join me, but otherwise I'll be talking alone. Okay. Letting these things go to the point where they go off the rails, that's not a healthy stance either. All right, so getting help, building trust, realizing this is a 2-person project, your relationship, is what's going to help you be successful in your relationship post-betrayal. So I hope that helps everybody out there who's been through any kind of a betrayal. Of course, if you still need help, we are here, 757-340-8800.